repeater, then I will say 5 to 6 months is sufficient, because for gate you don't need to devote like 8 to 9 hours per day. So you only need to devote 5 to 6 hours is sufficient for that. So yeah.
Omortoda, can you share your inputs regarding this?
Yes, sure. So basically now the gate exam can be given by both the third and the fourth year. So the best time to study for start preparation for gate will be the second year. So I think, and as coming to the coaching aspect, I think taking coaching will always be better for any competitive exam, because coaching gives you the right input as exactly what to prepare to excel in that particular field, because every subject is vast and gate doesn't demand you to know everything from that subject. You have to be specific and strategic, and that only coaching institutes can help you out. But if you are not in a position, that is, I mean, you have financial constraint or any other constraint, then you can at least collect the toppers notes of some previous uh, gate exam toppers in your specific fields and follow those notes. That will help, I think.
And Moyugda, can you give some response?
Good evening, everyone. So, regarding the time for preparation of GATE, I think the ideal time would be at the end of second year, like second year, fourth sem. And as far as I can say, in case of my department, no private coaching is actually required for preparation in GATE. I think we can. I think it is manageable by studying yourself only. However, I would like to suggest that taking an All India Test Series right 3 to 4 months before the GATE examination would be beneficial.
Well, just a small request from our side. If like three of you don't have any problem, could you like turn on your cameras? It would be more lively this session.
Yeah, sure.
And meanwhile, this is for the audience. Like, if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Gmeet control panel. We will surely bring them up during the webinar. And also, like, if we have time, you can ask them on your own. Okay, fine. So, my second question comes straight to Moyugda first. Like you were telling about the mock test series and also the All India test series. So, Moyugda, like how do you feel that giving exams or this All India test are essential, like in way of time management or something, and how to analyze our like preparation from the results? How do we get to know that how much we are lagging behind or something?
Okay, regarding that All India test is the most essential the benefit that you get from giving this All India test series is that one new aspect is introduced during GATE exam, like getting acquainted with the virtual calculator. So in GATE, we actually get many numerical based questions where we have to actually use calculator. Like it's not that integer type answer questions. Many require actual numeric value questions. So giving All India test series actually helps us to get acquainted with that virtual calculator thing. And regarding what you asked about how do we analyze from after giving those All India test series, then I think after giving the test series, we should actually focus on what parts of the subjects we are actually lagging behind, like which exact course, which exact part of the course, be it extractive metallurgy, like in my case, or any other part of the subject we have to focus. Then we also should have to see that are we making more mistakes on the 2 marks questions or 1 marks questions. We have to see that. Scoring and accuracy is also very important. Like we have to be very accurate. Like the amount of negative marking should be very less during GATE examination. So these are the things which you have to keep in mind while giving examinations. The amount and accuracy.
Aratrikati, would you like to add something?
For chemical, I think, as per my opinion, there are not any standard test series which have questions which are
Yes.
relevant to GATE curriculum, or which
Right.
are usually asked in GATE. So still I will say that people can opt for a test series because it helps you to get acquainted with virtual calculator. And also it's very important to adopt a strategy, like under those 3 hours I need to maximize my marks, right? So for that I need to uh, have in mind, I need to formalize a strategy prior to attempting the questions. Like what I did is that I always used to start with attempting the aptitude section first. Like I tried to complete the aptitude section within first 15 minutes, and then I jumped over to 1 mark session within 20 to 30 minutes, and then I did the 2 marks. But it differs from individual to individual. You will have to figure out that whether I should start with the 2 marks part or whether I should start with the 1 mark part, so that it will help me to maximize my marks. So yeah, from this point of view, I think attempting test series is very important. Also, it also helps you to face new kind of questions. Although in gate chemical questions are repetitive, same kind of questions are usually asked, but usually you will face 2 to 3 new questions every year. So like you will get accustomed to facing new questions if you like go for a test series.
Thank you, Arachika. The Amartada, something that you wish to add more?
Yes, yes. You should always go for as many number of test series as you can. Even if you haven't completed your entire, say, suppose as you take a subject and you haven't covered the entire thing of it, but if you have idea of the basic only, then you should always go for test series, because you can get an idea of the pattern of questions that is coming actually. So, and also I would advise you to make short notes for every subject as you are giving the test series, and you have to identify the areas where you are being weak, or the questions which you think are a bit out of the box that you are not comfortable with, and you should always enrich your short notes from time to time with those questions. And it is actually a continuous learning process, this gate preparation. And in the as you are appearing for the very first test series, you will see that you are getting very less marks. Like I used to get about 4 to 5 marks out of 25. So please don't get demotivated because of it. Gradually you will be doing well in the exam if you are following, if you are improving day by day. That is what I had to say.
So I want to like in the first part you tell that yeah, coaching is like necessary because it like helps us to give a direction or something. So like anything you wish to say, like any online resources or coaching materials that you can like refer to your juniors for their preparation.
Actually, you can search in the net that previous year toppers notes of so and so exam what you are appearing for, and then like for mechanical engineering there is for Naveen Yadav notes. You can follow that. For other departments, I don't know, but you can follow Naveen Yadav's notes for mechanical engineering. The notes are very good.
Okay, okay, thank you, Amurtada. Arachika, anything for chemical
Regarding the resources,
resources, other coachings, or online any videos,
uh,
anything?
I personally I used to take coaching from DS sir. People of chemical engineering will definitely know him. But I for me that taking coaching is not that important. You can self study also, but like you need to study from the proper resources. I studied from DS sir's notes and the standard textbooks, and I also followed. There is a website also. There is a website called unitoperation.com.
Right, unitoperation.com.
Yeah,
We have all the question papers over there,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, from
I followed.
2000 to 2018, perhaps they have the questions.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So like all the answers given there are not correct. So but still I used to follow that. And also there are also two books, I think Ram Prasad and M Subbu. I used to follow those two books.
so
Those
means
helped me
that
a lot.
PY for the PYQs, right? For the previous year question.
Yes,
And they
yes.
also
Also
mentioned.
there were also subject wise questions in those two books.
Like Arachika, just now you said that self study can do, right? Like if
Yeah.
we don't take any coaching or such. Okay, so like the main thing of self study is like for the correct resources, and we have to like what to say. We have to like mug up the concepts first, or we have to just go on practicing the questions and question like we did in our JE mains and WebG days.
No, like you need to have a clear concept, right, for answering the questions. So I will say that theory is important, but don't go too deep inside the theoretical portion, because ultimately you will have to answer the numerical questions. So I will first suggest that follow standard textbooks, gain a clear understanding of the concepts, and after that, then you dive into the questions totally. Give more stress to the like solving the question part. So that will
Okay.
help.
And like Aratrika, just like related to chemical only and asking the questions that we face in our semesters, okay, for
Hmm.
some particular subject that too much subjective ones, conceptual ones, okay. So like, are they supposed to come in gate or are the concepts really important of that?
I don't think that no, like doing well in semester is separate thing, and doing well in gate is a totally different thing. They have
Right.
not have any relation between them, because it's entirely a theoretical part, right? Regarding the semester
Yes,
exams.
yes.
In gate, what is important is speed and accuracy. That you will have to keep
Right.
in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Moyukda, anything that you wish to add to this?
Yes, the thing you said that we have to practice repeatedly like JE exams, or how do we get a actually taste what questions do come in gate?
Exactly.
So that's what.
In our university, the papers that we are like accustomed to, and in the gate, okay,
Yes.
they are a bit different. Like when I sat for
Yes,
my gate, also in my third
that's
year, I
why
found out.
I would like to suggest that when after first you start studying for GATE, but after 3 to 4 months of studying, you start solving the previous year exams. Once you solve the previous year exams, now you get a feel or pattern. What questions do actually come? What portions are actually focused on the GATE examination? Like which are the portions which I have to focus on each and every subject. So if you do the previous year GATE examination questions, you will get an idea what questions do come and where exactly what to study. Where you will gradually get an idea. So doing a previous year examination is very vital during GATE examination in any of the department, not only mine, in any of the department.
And like Moyukda, anything that you wish to add on the speed and the accuracy part? Like, do we need to set a time bar for while practicing the questions even at the home also?
In my department, metallurgical engineering, speed is not an important factor because we have mostly theoretical questions and some numerical, but it can be easily solvable by formulas. So it takes around 2 to 2.5 hours to complete my set of papers, get a metallurgy paper. So for me, I didn't feel that speed was a vital thing. I think for my paper, accuracy was more vital than speed.
Like Aratrika pointed out that in chemical, speed and accuracy are very
Yes.
important. Amutala,
Uh,
what do you want to say for your paper?
Yes, mechanical paper is less theory based and more numerical based. So here speed plays a very important role. And also accuracy also plays a very important role, but I think speed wins in the mechanical paper. So you have to be very fast with your questions in analyzing the question paper, analyzing the easy questions fast and attempting them. This way it goes.
Okay, right, right, Amutala.
So now my next question will be basically revolving around the final year students. Basically that if we are in the final year, suppose we have to sit for the gate, and we have also the college placements knocking at the door. So my question to Moyukda will be that how to balance between both placements and gate preparation, and one have to generally sacrifice a good placement opportunity rather if one has to do well for gate. Moyukda, your thoughts on this?
um, that depends on actually one's priority. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to actually ace the gate exam, or his job is also a priority for you? Like I'm telling you my thing, my experience. I had gate on February 14th, and then I had job interview on February 16th. Okay. Right 2 days after gate examination. So I didn't actually stress much on the job interview. I focused on gate. And after 2 days, I went to the technical exam also. But the thing is, because I studied for gate, most of the technical aspects of the interview were covered by me. I was able to answer the technical portions of the interview. So, and even I also secured the job also later. So that is once if you have prepared well enough, I think one portion of the job would be covered. The technical aspects of the job would be covered. All you have to focus is the HR part and maybe the group discussion part, and that I think is manageable during placements season.
And Aritrikadi, can you share some inputs on this question? getting placements and get preparation regarding this?
Like if you are aiming for both campus placements and gate, then I think if you are actually preparing for gate and aiming for core companies, then actually your gate preparation will help for your core preparation, right? So ultimately you are studying this heat transfer, mass transfer, fluid mechanics. This kind of basic questions are asked in core interviews that I have seen. So I have seen my friends that they have placed they have been placed in good companies, as well as they have done pretty good in gate exam also. And so this is the one part, and another part is coming to time management. So I have prepared gate along with job, so I think that's a pretty difficult part. So if I can prepare for gate along with a job, then I don't think it's that much difficult to prepare for campus placements and gate at the same time. You can manage both.
And Amartada, your inputs regarding how to balance both?
So, well, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to go for higher studies, or you want to go to a PSU through GATE, or you ultimately want to go for a job? So, if you want to go for a job, then there is no harm in sitting for placement, because actually what you see in our process of gate preparation, mostly we are studying the core subjects, and also there are two subjects, that is engineering aptitude and engineering mathematics, which we are not devoting much time. So actually sitting for those placements, the aptitude rounds push us to practice aptitude and math, and it actually helps in our gate preparation. And also sitting in job interviews, we are gaining new experiences. So there is no harm in gaining new experiences in our process of preparation. So I don't think you should skip the job interviews for your gate preparation. You should always have a plan B, I think.
Right, Amartada. So, like taking a few questions from the audience, also, I could see a question from Shostik Kanjilal, that how to compartmentalize my daily schedule involving internships, classes, and preparing for GATE at the same time while being a third year, fifth sem student. So, yeah, like maybe to cut it short, do you think is it like necessary to sit for our third year GATE exam? Like, what advantages can we have in it? We can't have the PSU recruitment or anything. We can just have a like an experience of how the paper is, and also like another year to build up our preparations. Aratrikadi, you start, please.
I think most PSUs have the criteria that you need to have a BTech degree for appearing in the interviews. So from a PSU
Yes.
perspective, I don't think it is that much relevant. But for experience purpose, you can always give in third year.
Okay, Aratrikadi. Mohukda, anything that you wish to add?
I also have the same opinion that you will get a feel for the exam if you sit in third year, like how much how the time management aspect and the getting acquainted with the atmosphere, that using virtual calculators, and that is the only advantage you will get from third year. And if you actually ace the examination during third year, then there is a big load off also.
Right. Almost to the what? Like, how do you suggest that? How can we like prepare a proper time schedule, like with all our sessionals going on, lab classes going on in our third semester, like third year, sorry, because third year is like very vital for all the departments, and there's a whole lot of theory subjects along with the practicals. So, how to just prepare a good timetable and to set all things in a priority?
Okay, so actually this year it was a pandemic situation, so mostly classes were being held online. So I didn't face so much problem actually. Also the labs were not being held. But yes, my seniors have given gate, and they are being preparing along with all the college staff. So time management, in the process of time management, actually you can make a routine that you will devote your weekends for the gate, and in the weekdays you will do all the lab assignments, the college assignments that you are getting. So it totally depends up to you how you will manage.
Okay, thank you, Amartada. Aratrikadi, like, what do you think about how should we approach the aptitude section and the engineering math section first, like which is common for all the subjects in GATE?
Whatever I did was I had a McDinsey book for aptitude, so I used to follow that, and also I solved the previous year questions from all the branches. So also the questions asking gate aptitude are pretty basic. I think they're not that much difficult. So if you have the formula right, so if you memorize the formula, I think it's not that difficult to answer that portion.
And also, like for the engineering maths part,
Hmm.
there's a whole lot of formula. The problems that we did in our like semester, they were pretty huge. Okay, so like how can you suggest, like how can we like mug up the formulas, or what type of tricks that can we use in the exam?
What I did is that I analyzed the previous year questions and I noted that from these topics the questions are frequently asked, and
Okay,
also I figure out those topics and I also noted down all the formula in a separate book. So
okay,
whenever I just kept revising this formula, so it helped me a lot, like
like
for engineering math especially. So I kept revisiting those questions every alternate weeks, so that helped me.
right. Thank you, Aratrikadi. Moyukda?
Regarding the engineering maths portion, the engineering maths portion of every paper varies with respect to the department. Like in case of my paper, I saw that the probability and statistics part were more stressed, like
Oh,
more difficult.
crossing out the chapters means totally neglecting it or just keeping it side. Uh,
You can totally neglect it, you can totally neglect it. Like I'm telling you, I had never seen any application of non-homogeneous differential equation in my
okay.
paper. Or complex number, you have studied complex numbers, right?
Yes, yes, we had in
Yes,
our
And
previous
yes.
semester.
no questions come from complex numbers in case of my paper, empty. Like you can totally cross out actually. No questions was ever asked in the past 10 15 years, 15 to 20 years.
Okay, Moyukda. Thanks. And over to the for mechanical part.
Okay, so as I had mentioned that while you are giving your test series, then you will be making short notes along with it. And at the last stage of your preparation, by the last stage of your preparation, your short notes will be well updated with all the concepts of engineering mathematics that you are facing in the exams. And also, if you practice the previous year questions, then I think it won't be any problem at all in, in solving the math questions. They are quite easy in GATE.
Now, my question to Amartada would be that firstly, how to sit for test series and how to analyze the scores that after test series we get some score and how to analyze them and make way for the better.
So you just have to clear the basic concepts of every subject and appear for subject-wise test series first, and then you have to identify the areas you are weak at, and sometimes jot down some of the tough questions that you see in the test series in a separate copy. You can keep for future reference those questions and continuously keep on revising that. So my strategy was to continuously improve day by day. So if you are following a routine of appearing for test series twice in a week and continuously revising the questions that you had difficulty facing or you did mistake, then I think you will gradually have a grasp of it.
And Aratrikadi, can you share some valuable inputs on this?
I attempted the full length test in the month of December and January only. So what I did is that I attempted a full length test every alternate day. So like suppose on first day I attempt a test series, a test in the morning, and in the evening I used to like analyze that from which areas I made the errors, and I used to note down all those mistakes. So next day what I did is that, like suppose I haven't scored well in mass transfer. If I suppose that if I suppose score do not haven't score couldn't score well in a particular topic, then I used to revise the formula again, and then again I go for the next test series. So this way I
Okay,
kept doing.
okay. Thanks, Didi, for the inputs. And now let us go to a more department-specific domain, starting with Amartada now. Dada, can you just share inputs regarding for Gate Mechanical? What are the important subjects that you have to cover and how to manage time? For example, if you have a very short time left, so how to balance the subjects, like which subjects to cover first, which are the scoring subjects, like that? Can you do such an analysis?
So mostly the questions come from production part first of all, which most of the people of mechanical don't like to study because it is fast, but it is the actually coding part of the gate exam, most coding part you can say. The questions are pretty easy. So you have to first focus on production engineering, then go for strength of material, and then thermodynamics and fluid mechanics. If you are covering these four subjects, then about 70% of your paper is done, and the rest you can just glance through the previous year papers and, as I said, collect some short notes of toppers and just see what what notes they had made, and just and
Yes, and Moyugda, for metallurgy, what are the subjects that you will like to go for?
Yes, I think one preference also varies from the organizing institute which does. I think next year would be IIT Kharagpur. So if it is IIT Kharagpur, I would like you to focus on process extractive metallurgy, the process metallurgy part, also the physical metallurgy part, and also I would like to advise that we should actually you should actually give a focus on thermodynamics and transport phenomena, because a lot of people try to go past these subjects. So many numericals may come from thermodynamics and transport phenomena, so you should prepare very well. And for this year, physical metallurgy and process metallurgy will get an emphasis in the questions.
And Trikadi, regarding the chemical engineering subjects, can you give some?
I will suggest to start with the major topics like fluid mechanics, heat transfer, mass transfer, thermo and control. These are the major subjects from which questions are relevant, frequently asked. But I will not suggest to skip any subject, because there are some subjects like chemical technology, mechanical operations, plant design, and economics. They do not carry very huge weightage in gate exams, but since the questions asked from these domains are factual, so you can answer these questions in like 2 to 3 seconds if you know the answer. And I have seen in gate that even a 2 marks difference can create a huge difference in your rank. So I will not suggest to skip any specific subject, to revise all the subjects and give equal importance to all subjects.
And
Thanks, Trikadi.
Aratrikadi, like Somal, I'm taking over, please. Yeah. Like Aratrikadi, as you said that fluid mechanics, for example, if we take the example of fluid mechanic, like what type of book should we follow? Like in like during a semester, we all followed some books which had a whole lot of theoretical problems in it. Okay, and then like the mechanical ones have a very good MCQ book also on fluid mechanics. They have different kinds of books, so as to say. So like, what type of book should we follow for fluid mechanics and also for mass transfer, because it is huge as the syllabus goes.
I have personally followed Fox magazine and journals.
Okay,
So for the, and there are also subjective questions. There are pretty well for clearing your concepts.
right.
Apart from that, I followed Ram Prasad and M. Subbu
Okay,
for the
okay,
subjective
Arachana.
questions.
And like same for the mass transfer part also.
Same for all subjects. Like you can get all the questions in those two books. Like all kind
Okay.
of gate questions are available in
And
those
like
books.
for the chemtech part, like we have to very much focus on that. Like it's totally theoretical apart from what we are
Yeah,
taught by
I
PKB
get it.
sir.
It's very boring to prepare those part,
Yes.
and whatever like PKB sir taught
And
us
also
from a
to add
theory.
Arachikati, the energy engineering part, that part also.
No, energy engineering is not important,
Okay.
right? But PKB sir taught us purely from for clearing our concept. But in GATE, the questions are purely factual. You will just have to memorize. You will have to, even if it is boring, I can get it, but you will have to do that. So I studied from Dryden. I made online
Dryden,
notes on my. Also, there is a online notes available. So if you search in Google, you can find it. So I followed those two things for
okay.
preparing for Chemtech.
Okay. And like Aratrikadi, now coming to a very important question. Okay, like many of the juniors were also curious to know from you. Like after like walking in Linde, okay. So like what did it like come to your mind? Then suddenly pursue a MTech from IIT Bombay, and not just after immediately after graduation or something.
Honestly, the domain where in Linde, like it is purely related to cryogenics, right? So if I
Okay.
wanted to switch later, then there are very few companies I can switch to. Okay. And
Okay.
apart from that, I saw that also while I was in Linde, that Praxair and Linde also merged. So like there are very few competitors in the domain.
Right.
And so I decided, or also I wanted to go for either research and development sectors or oil and gas. So I wanted to go for GATE.
Okay, so like after doing your MTech, so there is any wish of continuing for PhD or something, or just
And
going back to the
I
industry?
haven't decided that yet, but I am yet to figure that out. But now I am looking for placements only.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Anatrikati. Moyukda, so like, are you waiting for the PSUs now?
I have actually received an offer from IIT Delhi
Okay,
in material engineering just a few days ago. So I have that offer, and also I have a job as an incoming GET at Vedanta Limited.
that's great.
I also have that. So my I am looking that where should I go, at MTech or at Vedanta Limited, or else I would actually sit again for the GATE exam.
Okay, okay. And Amurtada, you?
About what?
Like, are you like waiting for the PSU recruitment, or you are about to join company or pursue MTech something?
Okay, so I got placed in Gas Authority of India Limited from college placement in mechanical.
That's
So,
huge.
I have actually got a PSU. So I am planning to join it, but the gate score is valid for 3 years. So
Yes.
let's see what happens. I may be
Okay.
shifting to M.
So like, you are like now determined to join Gale only. Nothing else comes in your mind.
Yes, yes, getting a good placement, the highest package of the department. I can't wait to take it.
Okay. Okay.
Now, my question will now specifically target to Amartya now that generally people of the electrical engineering, civil engineering, and mechanical engineering have a scope of sitting for engineering services examinations or the EAC examinations. So, Amartya, can you give some inputs regarding that because it was a question many juniors were eager to know regarding the EAC examinations and how to prepare for them.
So for the EAC examination, the syllabus is almost double of what you have studying in the GATE examination, and also you have to study other subjects like environmental science, and also you have to study uh, other different subjects different from your engineering fields actually, which are collectively called as general studies. We have a separate paper for that in the prelims exam. So if you are willing to take that burden and study for those, you can actually go for it. And of course, EAC is a very prestigious job. It is a pure central government job, and you are becoming a class A officer of the government. So definitely it is good, but now the railways board has removed these seats from the engineering service examination, due to which for me it has lost its major charm actually, because most of the PSU guys actually sit for the EAC exam only to get into the Indian Railways, and after it has stopped recruiting, so EAC doesn't hold so much importance now according to me. So PSUs are better now.
And another question that was coming that if someone attempts gate in the third year, so how for 3 years it will be valid. So if someone attempts a gate, gets a good score, and perhaps the score is the rank is equivalent for getting a chance in the IITs, so can after clearing his degree he can join regarding this question.
Yes, sure, sure. That is the, if you can do well in the third year, that is the biggest advantage. You have actually secured a seat for yourself in IIT MTech in top IITs. So that is an added advantage, and you can focus on other aspects from then on, and focus more on placements and on projects in the final year.
Okay.
Right. Moyukda, like, could you share some insight on how did your interview in IIT Delhi went? Like, it was totally conceptual, the
No,
questions,
no,
and
no, no, no. I had no interview. It was without interview.
it was
Placement.
without.
Yep, it
Like
was without.
it was because of the this COVID scenario or something.
No, so as some of the departments, IIT Delhi directly selects on the basis of gate score, and some
Okay.
departments they conduct interviews. So
Okay.
I was directly selected for with my
Okay,
gates.
okay, Mohita. Arachikadi, like there are many questions from the chemical people, like what to do, like if like someone is really interested in a job, okay, and like also he or she gets a good score in the gate examination. So like whether like doing a job after graduation helps in the long run, and then like joining for a masters, like if he or she is determined to stay in the industry or something.
So if he wants to go for, if he or she wants to go for MTech, then whatever I have seen that having a job experience helps in placement, but it's not mandatory to have a experience. So it's totally depends on you. That I personally wanted to gain an experience in cryogenics and then go for MTech, but it's not mandatory. If you want, you can go for in the fourth year itself. You can go for MTech after
Okay.
completing BTech.
And Aratrikati, like, how did you manage like doing a job on one hand and then preparing for gate and then coming up with a very good rank? Like, how was the journey? If you could just brief a little bit.
Mm, so like my office hours were from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So like I have very little time left for preparation throughout the day. So I always made a weekly schedule and monthly schedule ahead that, and I tried to stick to that schedule that I will complete this topic within this week, and by the weekend I will revise this portion. I met that sure.
Okay.
So usually what I did that usually I used to wake up in the morning, like early in the morning. So like I made a short. I previously mentioned that have made a short notes of all the subjects, right? So
Yes.
since it was concise, like 2 to 3 page. So while revising for a subject, it took me around half an hour. So that saved a huge amount of time. So I kept the morning time for revision purpose. And like after returning back from office, I was very tired. So I used to keep that time for like solving subject wise test. Like I used to attempt small subject wise test or attempt some questions. In this way, I prepared throughout the week. And in the weekend, I used to dedicate 8 to 9 hours. I tried to compensate for the time I didn't give for the throughout the week. So I revised everything. I attempted 3 hour tests, long test in the weekends, and as I revised to the best of my capabilities in the weekends. I tried to utilize it as much as possible. So this way
Right.
I did. And in the last 2 months, that was a pretty difficult part for me because last 2 months gets pretty serious from a preparation point of view. Especially in January, I had taken a leave from my company for 15 to 20 days. So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Otherwise, like, it would have been very difficult for you
yeah,
then
yeah,
at the last minute.
yeah.
Right. And also, like Arachikati, as you were speaking about the short notes, okay. So
Hmm.
it was like the notes were made on a particular concept or a like or a chapter or the on the entire topic.
No, no. It's like suppose if I want to study mass transfer,
Okay.
I jotted down all the formulas from all the subject from all the topics
From all the
within two
topics,
to
right?
three pages.
Okay.
So that when I am revising for the first time, I am starting from theory from scratch, right? So I
Right.
uh, need not start from scratch every second or third time, because in gate you need to keep revising like 2 to 3 times uh, or more than that. So you can't devote too much time for a particular subject. So
Right.
like I made all the formulas in one place, so I
Okay.
just kept revisiting those,
Okay. So
only the
just like
formulas.
keeping the formulas on one side and anything like any are there any type of like small facts or something that also needs to be like
Yeah,
noted
yeah,
down?
yeah, like the
Okay.
factual things plus the formulas.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Arachikadi. Amotoda, first, like there was a question I saw in the chat for you only. Like, does the production part contain maximum questions from statistics? Amotoda, your input.
No, no statistics is involved in the production part. Purely it is numerical based and simple mathematics. No statistics involved.
Okay. And Amotoda, like for your part also, like the numericals were too much lengthy, or how could the like once tackle the numerical part? Like in mechanical, we always see in strength of materials and everything, there are a lot of calculations and a lot of equations to deal with that thing.
So if you are well versed with the formula, then by seeing the question, you can get an idea as what formula to apply in a stroke of a second. So it won't be much problem once you identify how to go about the problem, and then just you have to use the virtual calculator to the best of its effect, and you have to actually practice using the calculators beforehand while giving the test series. I have seen many of the students uh, taking test series, but they are not using the virtual calculators. They are using the normal calculators. So that is a very bad practice. I would suggest you to use the virtual calculators in the test series also. If you are well, you can operate the virtual calculator well, then it won't be of any problem,
Okay.
even if the paper is lengthy.
Okay. And Murtha, like for your subject, many have a like idea that metallurgy is too much about theory and very less numericals or something. So like if we just focus on the theoretical part, okay. So how did you manage? Like if it was so much theoretical and if it was so much factual, then like the questions on which part and making short notes and how? If you could just.
Regarding that, it's too much theoretical and less numerical. It's not that there are a great amount of numericals also in GATE exam. Like if you think that most of it will be theoretical and less numerical, it's not like that. The numericals which come have formulas and are easy to calculate. Actually, the numericals in my section are easy to calculate, so it can be done enough. It won't take long. And regarding that, it's too much theory. I would like to suggest that see the previous year papers and see that what exactly are they are asking. Most gate mostly ask application based question, like application of the materials in that application of materials in the field of engineering, like
Okay.
which material is used to make what particular component. You have to know these kind of things. Also the things that which process is used, which are the process parameters required for the definite extraction process. We have to remember that. So focus on those things. Don't go too deep into the matter. Just focus on the application aspects of the theory. Focus on the application aspects, what actually is required in industry or actual processes which are going on. That's the main point of scoring in the gate examination.
Well,
As
well.
for
Okay.
And now, Aritrikadi, I would like to ask you that as you told that you were interested for placements after pursuing your MTech. So, Didi, how much does work experience matter for MTech placements? That is, after placement.
Uh, the companies usually, because in MTech is a like research oriented domain, right? So like the companies which come for placements usually look for candidates who have practical experiences. So like it's always have an advantage to have practical experiences, but it's not like that only people with work experience will get placed in a good company. People without any experiences are also get placed in good companies. So it's not mandatory. Especially the core companies, the non-core companies, all of them, like they look, whatever qualities they look out for is that if you have a good POR in your MTech, in your BTech, and also if you have done your master's thesis properly, so that they look. And also what is the application of your master's thesis relevant to their job profile. So these are the things they look out for. So like, yeah, work experience is one part, but it's not everything.
Thanks for the inputs. And Moyukda, can you share some inputs regarding what are the opportunities available? For example, if you do well in GATE in metallurgy, department specific question that if you do well in GATE and as well as
if
you
you
have.
do well in GATE, obviously there is an opportunity for MTech in IITs. But and if you do very well in case of PSUs, there are many opportunities for job in PSUs like sale. Sale is a very good part. Then other PSUs like HAL, BARC also recruit. BARC recruit directly the top 20 scorers in GATE for interview. You can get that opportunity. And also some other PSUs like NALCO and other government undertaking extraction industries, they recruit through gate. So the opportunities for PSUs are many in case of my department, and there is also the scope for MTech. MTech in IIT Bombay and IIT Bombay especially is very good in case of in metallurgical and material engineering. So if you post MTech, you can get good placements also.
And now, as the questions that we had have been mostly covered, so now I would request someone from the audience to ask the questions in a disciplined manner. And if you have questions, first switch on your audio and then ask to the speakers. Thank you.
Okay, before that, can I say one thing? One
Yes,
guy,
yes, please.
Probal Shen in chat asked a question that he has a high power of -6 to in left eye and -5 in right. So I want to stress that in PSUs, especially in core companies, the limit of power is -6 to +6. And some of the core companies which come to recruit in our company, they sometimes have a power limit of -4. So try not to increase your power above -6, because it might lead to rejection in PSUs above -6, or some companies don't even allow -6, like -4 is the limit. So be very careful, control your eyesight. If it's about -5 to -6, don't try to increase it beyond that.
Thanks, Moyukda, for clearing the question. And anyone from the audience, right? We have around 90 odd people. So can someone please ask the question if you have doubt?
Hello, hello.
Yes, you are being audible before. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I just want to ask to the seniors that should I do the engineering mathematics portion at first when I will start the preparation, or I must do the technical portion first and then go to the mathematics portion?
No, like any one of you can answer. Or Trikati, you can start with. Not an issue.
For chemical engineering, the questions asked from engineering mathematics part is very easy. So I will suggest to start with the core subjects first and then keep engineering mathematics uh, for the like after completing the core subjects, then go for engineering mathematics. It will not take that much time.
And Amartada, can you share the inputs?
Yes, first of all, you must be doing the core subject, then engineering mathematics and aptitude. Because core subjects, you will be getting more confidence in the exam if you are finishing the core subject first. And if you are doing engineering mathematics first, and if you are having a time crunch, then most about 50% of your time will be given to that, and then you will be at a loss for what subject to study for the core. So better to do the core subjects first and then go for that.
Moyukda, your views on this?
I see that you're from electrical circuital department. I don't know how much our preparation would match with your preparation non-circuit. We are from non-circuital department. But if I may talk about from my department's perspective, starting engineering mathematics from third year first sem is more than enough. From third year first sem, first focus on the technical questions.
And more questions required from the audience, right? Please go ahead and ask the question.
Uh, Hello.
You are being audible.
Yes. Actually, how the revision plan is should be scheduled. Actually, after 1 week or 2 week, we are actually forgetting the contents we already studied. So, how to solve this problem?
Can I say?
Yeah, Amartada, please.
Yes, so as I have always said that you have to make short notes from time to time. If you are finishing a particular subject, then appearing for test series, then you have to make short notes with the formulas and important points which you are finding difficult while appearing for those test series. And also, if you think some concept is being repeated many times, then you should jot it down in your copy. The short notes would be of maximum 10 pages for each subject, and after some time you don't have to go through the entire subject, and only revising the short notes will be enough. So that way you can do it, no problem.
And
Murugda, anything you wish to add?
I would like to suggest that in the 7 days which you are studying, try to incorporate, design your time schedule in such a way that most of the all the subjects which are in GATE, all the portion, at least one or two topics from each portion is covered. Like you should not actually focus on two portions, two subjects in 1 week. You should try to incorporate all the subjects in your syllabus, all the topics in your syllabus from time to time. So make it a little diverse. Make your time schedule diverse. Like don't focus on one portion only. Focus on more than one subjects in the week. The time schedule which you make.
Arachikati, adding to this, if say for our chemical department only, if someone has a problem of not understanding in the classes, okay, the core topic, like should he or she go for the lectures in NPTL, or like he or she just learn to study the concepts by reading a book? Which one is preferable, or is it like individual based?
Okay, so I first tried to clear my concepts from standard books. So if that doesn't help, I used to go to NPTEL or YouTube, or there are also plenty of free lectures available on Unacademy. So I
Okay,
used to follow those. So that helped me.
yes, sir.
okay.
Now I will ask a question out of completely from my curiosity, that to RFC Gadi, that how, as I am from chemical engineering department, how helpful are our departmental professors regarding if someone asks them, madam or sir, please help me in this, or and how will I, and can you help?
Like in Jadavpur
Yes, yes. Do they really help, or
for gate preparation.
yes? If not like that, if I go to them for some doubts, how will they help?
Actually, I haven't approached any of my professors in JU, so I can't answer this one.
Moyukda, you, if you had any experience of such.
Regarding my in my department, my professors, the actual faculty, current faculty, did not actually their teaching did not even help a little bit in my preparation. But the guest faculties, there were two guest faculties, one who taught thermo and other who taught casting and foundry principles. Those the lectures of those professors actually helped. And the funny part is, most people get supply from those professors only, but their notes actually help.
Okay.
Their notes actually helped me in my gate preparation. So I would like to, whoever in metallurgy department, please follow DG sir's notes and PKD sir if you have the opportunity to have a course on that.
Amutada, for your department.
So into the gate exam is basically MCQ based, and what questions you are getting in the semesters are basically subjective questions, which are more suited to the EAC main standard. So uh, I don't think the college faculty what they teach is not very much helping in the gate preparation. For that, as I said, you can collect some notes, short notes from the toppers or any website available. Or the best you can do is to join a coaching institute.
Or anyone
Okay.
from the audience?
Like before that, just let me ask a question. Like, if anyone is interested to pursue further studies, say MTech or PhD, like it is advisable for that person to brag an internship in a company or to do some research internship. Archika, if you may start.
If you want to go for like purely like MTech, or you want to go for PhD in future, I
Yes.
will suggest to go for a research based internships. That helps.
Okay. Okay, and suppose if someone does any research-based work in any company also, maybe
Yeah, that also
slightly,
helps.
that will
That
help,
also
right?
helps.
Okay, Murugda, for your department metallurgy, does it hold the same?
Uh, It's not necessary to have a research internship in order to pursue MTech. Yeah,
Okay.
however, if you want to have a job, like in case of PSUs and such, then I think you should have a internship, industrial training,
Okay.
and you should actually have a good knowledge of what you're doing. Like the project you are doing, you should have a good knowledge, like, because during the interviews they will directly ask you from the project or training which you have done. Like the first thing they will ask is, so tell me something about your training, what process. So you have must have a good knowledge of the industrial
Like what
training
we have
which you
done
have.
actually over there.
Yes, actually over there, based on your response, the further questions they will ask, it will depend on it, based on your response,
Okay.
how confident you respond to it,
Okay.
and try to answer correctly, because if you answer something incorrectly, they would actually then ask the
Get the
questions
better
which
hold.
will pressure.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Amartada?
So you see, I didn't have any research internship or industry internship. So actually, in this COVID situation, the companies won't be pressing you too much about internships. They know that you can't. It is a lockdown situation, and many have not been able to do the internship. What you have to focus is on the final year projects that you are doing. You have to do it uh, with very good dedication and have a good knowledge of it, and you can just speak so that you can speak a lot about it in your interview. So in my case, the in the panel, a question was asked that uh, that in the Gale interview, that is, they had asked me a question that I think you had sat for many interviews previously, then why didn't you get selected? What is the reason you think? I told them frankly that since it is a pandemic situation, and since and due to this I couldn't do any internship, and that they accepted. So there is no need to have any internship as such.
Like you were just being true to yourself.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. Aratrikadi, I just see a question from Protusha, one of our juniors. If you could address this.
Okay, let me see. Uh, I have already said that study from standard textbooks. Like for fluid, I have followed Fox McDonald's, and for makeup, I have followed McCabe Smith. So first, see the GATE syllabus, figure out the topics, and study strictly those topics from the standard textbooks. And if you can't understand anything, then only go to NPTEL. Don't study everything from NPTEL. That will kill a lot of time. So yeah,
Yeah, like the videos are too long.
too long, and they're also slow.
Yes. I guess Amartada, a question for you. It's from Oyun, from your department.
So it's not necessarily to cover the entire topic at the very first go. You can just have an overview of the topic and just sit for test series. You actually, by giving the test series, you will get an idea of what questions are actually coming from that, and likewise you can proceed. So there is no hard and fast rule that you have to complete the entire uh, syllabus of that particular subject and then only appear for the test series. And also, you have asked that can I and you can complete any subject you like first, not necessarily thermo or some, whatever you like, you can just complete it. It is just self-paced preparation, and you can do whatever you like.
Well, thank you, Amartada. I guess the question of Orkojit has already been answered, like the giving test series and coaching institute. Like Aratrikadi, for example, said one coaching institute. Morugdan, Amartada, any such coaching institutes for like your streams to suggest for? Anyone, Morugda
Uh,
first?
for coaching institute, I think only taking all India test series makes sense in case of my department. That you can take from Test Yourself or Career Avenues. Test Yourself provides very good all India test series. It's actually very helpful for GATE examination. Like they make questions specifically very well designed for gate examination. And I don't think taking coaching lessons is important in case of my department. I can't tell anything about mechanical. I think Omoto will tell that.
Comment on that, please.
Yes, for mechanical based coaching institute is undoubtedly made easy and no one can compete with it. For test series, you can go for Medici test series as well as Hexagic test series. Both, I took both of those tests in my way of preparation.
Well, I see an interesting question from Probal. Aratrika Dei, please, you go first with this question. You have too many experiences of interviews, Linde and then IIT Bombay.
So if you don't know that topic at all, then I think it is important to stay true to the interviewer. It is preferable to be honest and tell the interviewer, yeah, that you don't know that topic at all. But if you have a slight idea of it, then you can suggest the interviewer that you are trying to answer this question and then go for it. I'm sure the interviewer also, most of the time I have faced that interviewer also gives hints so that you can have an idea or you can develop an idea to answer that question.
Moyukta?
If you don't know a topic, try not to say anything outlandish, or don't say anything rubbish. Because if you say something which doesn't make sense, they would actually catch it, and they would then then trap you totally. So if you don't know something, I think it's better to say, "Sir, I don't know something. Can we do another question?"
Well, that sounds pretty logical. Anyone having any questions? Yeah, before. Okay. Well, this is too much specific.
That
Any
was
one of you
more
may
concerned
answer.
to the electrical department, right? So when the electrical department, if you'll contact them for Bibor's question, that was more concerned. Can someone from the audience again ask? Right.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Subandhu Bera from Chemical Engineering Department, third year, from Somalos batch. So my question is to Aratika De, that, and I am preparing for GATE exam, and my question is that what is the minimum rank we should have to get into Maharatna PSU?
So, like I can answer for general category. So, if you are aiming for IOCL, then I will say under AIL 50 is good. Also plays a very important role apart from your gate rank. But in IOCL, I think they give maximum. They usually gives maximum weightage to gate rank only. So yeah.
Thank you.
Archika, could you add something to the interviews like of the PSUs after Gate? These are for like years of UG and all these are very conceptual, right? All application based,
Hmm.
is it?
I have faced only one PSU interview. I have sat for
Okay.
ISL only. So I have seen that they ask very basic questions. Like they have asked me, what is the principle of cooling tower? What is Sherwood number, Sneed number? And I also had done my internship in RCF. So they asked me that what I have done in RCF. These things that they usually ask about your internships. If you have done internship in oil and gas company, they ask about that. Also, if you, usually they are very basic, and then they ask the fundamental questions from your favorite job. That's
Okay.
they don't go that much deep.
Okay. Okay. And Archika, I see a question from Shayon. Would you like to answer? I guess it's from chemical department only. Department specific, right?
Okay, I think from third year you get an idea of the like you get an idea of your core curriculum, right? So I would suggest to go for gate study from third year only, and go with the major topics that I have mentioned. That if you see the gate question papers, figure out from which topics the questions carry more weightage, and start with those topics.
I guess Moyukda, you can answer Abu Rahan's question. He's from your department.
Okay. Abudan, your question. Okay. If you want to actually give get in 2022, then my advice would be to focus on extractive metallurgy and physical metallurgy first. However, if you want to focus, if you want to give exam on 23, then I would suggest focus on mechanical and physical metallurgy first, because this time the emphasis would be on extractive metallurgy and physical metallurgy. However, don't completely ignore mechanical metallurgy. However, if you want to give it this year, I say that you start mechanical metallurgy a little bit later.
Well, okay, I guess that answers Abu Rahan's question. Amartya, I see there are some questions lined up for you.
So Shomil Bonik asked something. Can someone tell me what should I do actually in a dilemma? What to focus strictly on grades or so it depends on from which university you want to pursue your aerospace engineering. So if you want to do it from some foreign universities, then you should try to explore more on that topic, do some projects under some profs and get recommendations. And if you want to do it from IIT without any recommendation, then you should focus on the GATE syllabus more. And the second one, Saurabh Kumar Saha, it was GATE preparation help you securing job. Yes, it definitely helped me in securing a job in GALE. I had my concepts very clear, which areas to focus and what to do. Okay. So they will basically ask you about your internship if you have done anything, and then they will ask you your favorite subjects. And in this context, I want to mention that though GALE is a gas company, so you don't have to necessarily say that your interest areas are thermodynamics, heat transfer, or fluid mechanics. Like I said, that my interest areas are strength of materials and engineering mechanics, and they will ask questions from that only. That is, you don't have to specifically answer company specific, you don't have to mention them company specific subjects only. You can just say what you like and they will just question you from there on.
No, well, thank you, Amartya. So I guess we are towards the end. So before like ending with this, Aratrikadi, may you start if like any general suggestion to the juniors who will be sitting for GATE this year?
Monica, before that, I have a question, right?
Yeah, yeah, Shomalo, please, please. Sorry
I
for
think
that.
also to Aritrika. Aritrika, can you just give in general what the marks versus rank, the metrics for IITs, that how much rank or like the rank
Okay.
versus I college, that is that metrics.
For IIT Bombay, I think under 150 rank for general category, and for IIT Madras, it's around 200 to 250, I think. And for IIT Kanpur, I have seen like it where people with even 500, 600 rank are getting. Both IIT Kanpur and Kharagpur.
Thanks, Didi.
Well, the
And
same question for Murugda, I guess,
Moyukda, yes,
from
yes,
Abu.
in the
For
chat box.
for PSUs, you have to attain a rank below 50 in case of metallurgy, because most of the weightage is on gate score. So below 50, you would get a call for interview, and then the interview is 15% weightage for PSUs. And for IITs, uh, 200 to 500, you can obtain IIT Kharagpur. Uh, 100 to 200, IIT Kanpur, it's easily will get. 100 to 150, IIT Madras. Below 100, IIT Bombay. And what else? IIT Delhi. Delhi, you would get 0 to 200. I myself obtained IIT Delhi 200 rank.
Well,
What
thank you,
Monica?
Murugda.
Monica.
If like from the audience, anyone having any more questions? I hope all the questions are covered. Yeah. So, Archikadi, anything general that you wish to suggest for your juniors taking GATE
Uh,
this year?
so those who are sitting for GATE, I would like to suggest that so every competitive exam is like a marathon. It's not a race. So your journey will be full of up and downs. It will not be linear. So just don't get demotivated. Even if you are getting low marks, Just try to figure out what mistakes you are making and try to improve yourself. So yeah, and it's very important to be confident and keep yourself calm during the exam. That plays a huge role in the D-Day, right? So these are the two things I would like to suggest. Just stay true to yourself and keep preparing and working hard. All the best.
Thank you, Aratrika. Amartada?
So I would like to add only one thing, that you must stop all your preparations one day before the exam. That is all that you have to study, all short notes that you have to revise. You can just finish everything one day before the exam, and the day before the exam, you should just meditate and do some concentration exercises, and so that you don't get pressurized enough in appearing for the final D-Day competitive examination. Keeping a cool mind is very important, and I think it adds to about 50% of your success. So keeping a free mind is the most necessary thing for the exam, I think.
Well, and Moyukda?
Yeah, my general advice would be to keep your preparation slow and steady. It's not as difficult as the joint entrances which we have given. Keep your preparation slow and steady, and try to and the last for 3 to 4 months before gate is the most vital time. Make sure to keep your have your revisions very strong. Keep your revisions very strong around that time, and have a very good health. Like in my case, I got COVID just 2 months before examination. So you have a very good health. I'm saying that don't get yourself sick. And for the second years or first years, set your priorities right. Like if you want to pursue mtech or have a job at psu, then only opt for get. Otherwise focus on the other aspects which you are interested in. Set your priorities very clear.
Well, so then it was a great session, I guess. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Aratrikadi, Moyukda, Amurtada. We appreciate you being here. And thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yes, so it was a very engaging session, and perhaps the juniors have also have a good time, and perhaps the seniors, Arachigadi, Omortoda, and Moyukda have also had a great time. And
Yeah, we flooded
also,
them with questions,
yes,
actually.
yes, that's it. And perhaps in future we will be able to organize more such sessions like this. And for now,
Yes.
it's a wrap. Many of the questions perhaps have been answered during the course of the webinar. So for today, it's a wrap. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.